We're here getting to the show. Antique show. This is my first time here. We're gonna go create some content, go meet some people, go check it out. You know I love vintage, so. Oh, just saw my boy, that's Jonas from G7. So we just arrived to the antique show, CRM's first day here at the show. Let's go create some content and let's see what we can find.
Cash is king right now. You know what I mean?
There you go, there you go.
I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, I really feel it's my time.
So this is my first time at the antique show, and from what I see, they have everything here. I've seen jewelry so far, I've seen furniture, statues. So we'll continue walking, and when we find some watches, let's do this. Look at this, these are vampire kids. This is insane.
A case of unfinished movements, which I've never seen before.
A
And it's
case of unfinished movements?
Yeah.
What circa is this, more or less?
These are 70s.
70s?
But, like, if you had unfinished Rolex movements today, I mean, Rolex would murder anybody who let anything like this out of the factory.
Wow, so these are just the base plates for the...
Yeah, they're not even nickel finished yet. So these are all 1002s, and then the ladies.
Amazing, that is so cool. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Wow, so we found our first interesting find at the antique show, a case full of unfinished Rolex movements, an original case opener from the 50s, complete in its box. Amazing. Let's see what else we can find here. Look at this, a giant multi-tool knife. So it's a Patek Philippe gold lapis lazuli and silver letter opener from the 70s, you said? Beautiful. This is what we need for Mr. CRM now that he started smoking cigars? A gold cigar holder?
Everything in front of me, might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that.
Charlie, nice to meet you.
CRM.
Yes, sir. There we go.
Carlos.
You know my father?
Who doesn't know? Submariner.
So, if you guys know me, you know my favorite watch in the world is Submariners. Even though I'm not rocking a sub today.
Yeah.
That's a big crown, right? Or what does it call it?
6538. 6538.
6538. So it's a 6538, you said?
Yep, big crown.
Big crown. And it says brevet. It's a Rolex with the brevet crown.
Is that the one I sold you for $1,500?
A long time ago.
What is something like that worth today?
So this one we're asking 33,000
Beautiful.
because it's been refinished and it's serviced.
So
If
something
it
like
was-
that, all original?
It's over 100,000. There was a version when I used to work at Christie's that had no bezel that we sold for $1 million because it was like just NOS.
Oh, with no bezel.
No bezel. The
And it's-
bezel popped off just from years ago, but the client, because the bezel popped off, he didn't want to wear it again, so he put it in his drawer, and he was there for 40 years. It was like new. He had
That's
worn it a few times.
insane.
A new old stock, and you can look at it. You can Google the Christie sale for it, for the big crown with no bezel. It was $1 million.
That's amazing. Downtown Miami?
Take a look and see what it is.
Wait,
Where are you guys from?
I know exactly what this is. This is a Supreme watch, right? What? I thought this was a rumor. So this is real?
Correct.
Was it made by Rolex or no? Supreme
no,
got
so-
them after.
They did it just kind of like the Banford watches.
Okay.
They were made on special order for all the Supreme executives.
So if you notice the dial, can we get a close up on the dial? Does it say? It says "fuck 'em" on the Submariner. Oh man, I think I might have. I've seen this on the internet for years, and I never knew that this was a real watch until today. This is so cool. A red letter sub that says "fuck 'em." Eventually, I'm gonna buy myself one of these, and I'm gonna keep this. I love this watch. Let's find out how much it costs first. My friend, how much is this Supreme? I think I found like my perfect daily for me now.
So, because of the rarity, there's only one came up like in a news article a few years ago. I'm asking 100,000 for it.
100,000. Can you take a picture of me with my Grail watch one time? I'm so happy right now. Thank you so much for sharing this with me.
I figured you'd like
You
to see
know
that.
I would love this.
Ran through everything in front of me, might smoke bed in heaven.
My name is Charlie. Nice to
I'm
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, my friend. These are for the Middle Eastern market, right? Is that correct?
Mostly, yes, because it was the most receptive market for diamond and sapphires, Rolexes. And you see it has the Omani crest on the case back. And the engraving, this is called the Khanjar, it's the symbol of Oman with the royal crest on top. And the engraving is mentioned in the service made by Rolex Geneva of this watch.
Amazing. So everything there was done by Rolex in-house.
Rolex would subcontract the fabrication of the bracelets to certain companies or just sell watches head-only with a strap of models that were actually sold with a bracelet in Europe. What they would do in Venezuela was subcontract to a company called D'Agosto, which made bracelets which are slightly different from the ones made in Geneva, and they're much more beautiful. They're actually fantastic bracelets. They are lighter, they wear better. I love them, and they actually have a higher value than normal ones.
I lost my mind right now. I just went crazy right now. Yes, so this is a Grail piece of mine, the Comex, and I've seen the listing for this watch on the internet for maybe since I started like 10 years ago, something like that. And recently it was taken down. I'm like, somebody got the watch with all the documentation,
Yes,
with the
it's
gentleman's
us.
IDs, with
us.
everything. And I was like, I'll never see this watch again in my life. And I'm seeing it in person.
You have to see it.
My hands are sweating.
It's mind-blowing. It's actually the best reference 5514, which is a reference that was never commercially available. It was only made for Comex by Rolex. It's basically a 5513 with the added gas escape valve. And what is incredible about this watch is that it comes with an amazing set of documents from the first owner, and it is truly untouched. It's a tool watch that has been obviously used very extensively, but it's never ever been serviced. If you open the case back, you will see that the screws heads are perfect. It's never been serviced, and it's actually still working. The only thing that doesn't turn properly is the bezel,
That
which
always
is
happens.
stuck. It's stuck by dirt. We don't even want to see it clean. We want to keep it this way. If you see at the auction listing where we bought it, we paid 340,000 euros, right, more or less, for the watch. It has the bezel in the same position, and we didn't want to move it. Also, the original dome glass, it's all scratched. You can obviously change it for a new one, but it's just so authentic. It's so beautiful to see it like this.
I can touch it?
Absolutely. Be my guest.
So we talk a lot about Grails, and I've said a lot of pieces of my Grail, but if you've seen it on the YouTube, I've always talked about this one specific Comex that I saw on Chrono 24, and now I'm holding it in my hands. It's insane. This is well, you paid 340,000 euros, you said, for it?
About 2 years ago? more or
About
less.
2 years ago. Yeah, right, pre-pandemic. So after the pandemic, the watch market went up, but still a lot more people got traction, and a lot of people are into watches now. So this is, who knows what this is worth? What,
We're asking today 450,000.
450,000? Let me tell you, before I spend $1 on a Richard Mille, I would buy this all day. The crazy part is that I would want to wear it.
Yes, of course. And these are
I'm like,
all the missions.
I am so overwhelmed with like, thank you so much for this opportunity.
It's really fascinating to see something in this authentic condition with this kind of documentation. It's beautiful. It brings you back in time. It's an amazing.
It really
amazing
does.
experience.
I'm breathless with this. Thank you so much, my friend.
It's a pleasure.
10 years that we've been in business, I've seen a lot of cool things. A lot of things have blown my mind. Nothing like this. Like, my eyes were starting to get watery, and it's honestly, that watch was a dream piece, and the fact that he let me hold it in my hand, it's phenomenal. So thank you very much, and let's see what else we can find in this beautiful show. Wow.
I really feel it's my time, think it's
So here we have a very unique, it's called the Invisible Daytona. As you see, it's not in the box. The Invisible Daytona. It's very, very expensive. It's hiding in there. My favorite people. What's up, what's up, what's up? So I have a client looking for a fuchsia. We'll see that. And then what else? Let's see if we can get something. Let's call the store, see if they need us to fill any orders. What's up, Mr. Bain? How are you? I like his taste in watches. What's your favorite watch? Because that monobox was sick last time. Memo box.
I just bought this 2 days ago. This is it's called the Patek Philippe 1463, and it's an original Patek Philippe chronograph, and it came from the original family from California, and it has an engraving on the back, and the guy owned like a turbine engine company, and it's called the Garrett Company. You can look them up online. My friend bought it from the original family.
Oh, that's very cool.
And it's from like about 1955.
Would this be considered watertight because of the round
Yes,
pushers that you
yes,
taught me?
Yes. Yeah.
I remember that at the show,
And also
yeah.
the back screws off. But it's a very iconic, like, reference called the 1463.
1460.
So that's a new acquisition. And I got in a really rare Rolex called the John Claude Keeley. And yeah, so that's called the John Claude Keeley. So it's a triple day chronograph. So it has a calendar and a chronograph. And the patina on the dial is beautiful. And it's like all original. Really, really nice watch.
So would this is considered more complicated than a Sky Dweller? Like a perpetual, so the Sky Dweller is
I
an
think
annual?
Sky Dweller is more complicated because it's a perpetual, right? Sky Dweller?
I think it's an annual calendar, not perpetual.
So this is not annual. This is like you have to set it every month. The most complicated Rolex ever made was the split-second chronograph.
Split? I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah, they made a split-second chronograph, and it's from the 1950s. There's only 12 pieces known, and it's worth about probably $4 million today.
Have you came across one? Have you owned one previously?
I brokered one time.
You brokered one?
Right here at the Miami Beach Antique Show.
That's McQueen?
Yeah, that's a C McQueen.
McQueen, they call it the ugly duckling because nobody liked them back then. And now they're just so funky looking that I love them. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Oh yeah, I definitely covered that. That's a Cartier crash. Last episode at the Blue Scarpa event, I covered that piece. It's phenomenal. And this one. Get these. These are very pretty pieces here. Very important.
No, but it's a different one.
They look like a
Yeah.
That
Dali.
yesterday.
You can.
The John Claude Keeley. What one did I have?
You know
before?
Salvador
That was
Dali?
another one. I sold that one.
It looks like a painter from Salvador.
Yeah. So that's it's supposedly the inspiration behind it. There's a lot of rumors on that. Look at that. I can actually wear this. This is appropriate size. He wears it all the time? Wow, so look, I have a Cuban link chain, but there's a Cuban link watch. Look at that, who makes this?
I think this one's Cartier. It's a
Let me see.
micro. See? Cartier.
It's Cartier or Piaget?
I think this one's Cartier.
Let me see, is it?
What does it say?
I just see GET, so it's not Cartier. I think it's Piaget because it says it's a GET on it.
It says Piaget.
Is it Piaget?
So we had one that was Cartier also, that's why.
This is so cool. So you can rock a Cuban link and tell the time, but you have to have good eyesight.
That's Cartier.
This is a Cartier. Very nice. Wow, look at this band. It's like a...
Snake.
Wait, where did the dog go? Where did the face go? Oh!
Is that cool?
It hides. I was so confused when you passed it to me. Look at that.
We really packed it in for 2 days.
That's so cool. Look at the memo box right there. We covered that. And there's another one right here. So if you guys did not watch my shorts on what a memo box is, it's pretty much a dive alarm. So when you go diving, the watch vibrates and you hear it making this weird humming sound and to alert you that it's time to go up. Your oxygen in your tank is about to run out. This was before dive computers existed. Super cool. Super, super cool. Look, here you have a square or a rectangular royal oak in gold. It's a quartz Tiffany & Co. stamped AP. So if you guys don't know, AP actually had Tiffany & Co. stamped watches too. Take a look there. Amazing, amazing. You know when I come here, I always got to show love to Mr. Matthew Bain. He's taught me a lot about the vintage. And Very amazing experience. Let's go say what's up to my people here. A person owes a friend of mine a good amount of money, so they sent them these two watches. But I don't know about Panerai. This looks fake to me. We're gonna go and see Roman, because Roman knows about all this stuff, and see if this is real or fake model. See what it's worth. Let's go check it out. I see Roman. Let's go ask him. Mr. Roman! How are you, my brother?
Carlos, it's different from dad. I don't know with the beard and my man.
I don't know, man. He's getting old. He's looking like Hemingway. What are you rocking?
But that's the client's I know.
You always have the coolest shit. What is it? Grebu 4C. Amazing. Is that a tourbillon at an angle? Amazing.
My biggest client right now from Vietnam, he's a client.
I got a question for you, my friend.
There, but when it gets to 75,
Because your knowledge is
he's not a seller. So now
another level.
I'll just send you stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know my cost.
A
I'll just be transparent.
person owes a friend of mine a lot of money.
You know, Nautilus. Just
And they're going to
got
pay
me
him with
call
2
6
watches.
minutes.
But
Give me a random number.
I've never seen this shit before. That's fake, right?
Ask him 108.
That's fake. And then this,
If one is fake, I wouldn't touch the other.
correct. And that Prezi, it looks a little deep, that dish, but I don't know if it's the angle.
It's a $16,000 watch if it's real.
It's just, from this picture, it's hard to tell, right?
Yeah, with Rolex, it's hard to tell. That I can tell you is fake right away.
Okay.
I can show you a
Perfect.
Panerai Turbine and a real one.
Yeah, let me see it. So, he's going to show me the real version.
This is the real Panerai Turbine.
Let's see that.
The biggest tell from Panerai is Panerai doesn't show their tourbillon like Patek. You know how Patek hides their tourbillon, so does Panerai. The only reason you can see it on this is because it's a semi-skeleton watch. But you still can't really tell that it's, there's the tourbillon too. This is a double tourbillon, so it spins on both axes. But most Panerais, the older ones, you won't see the tourbillon. They put it in the passing, like Patek.
Very classy. Let me check that out.
So we're low budget. It's not low budget.
You take a
It's a
shot.
red. That's high budget. I know that camera.
That's his cheap red.
My guys, they wish I bought them that.
Maybe you can agree with me. I see a lot of people like asking me where the market is going, not necessarily in price wise, but I think that like hip hop culture and rap culture has influenced Patek and AP so much that true collectors are like pulling away from it.
Wrong.
And things, yeah, we all are.
Because you're talking about brands that have had diehard fans for 150 years.
Yes,
Generational fans.
but Patek has always been for that old wealth, not,
What percentage of Nautiluses make up the entire Patek lineup?
I don't know. How much?
5% in terms of models.
For real?
I have 50 different Patek models here, right?
But what is the most hot seller? Nautilus, definitely, right? For now.
That left a little bit of a sour taste in collectors' mouth because it took a dip, right? But people say, oh my God, it crashed. It didn't crash. It went from 3X to 2X, right? But it leaves a bit of a sour taste in people. Say, back when you were still a child, the 2008 crash, right? What was hot back then? It was the dressier models, the 5970s, the 5960s, all the dressier stuff was hot.
But I wouldn't-
Nobody gave a shit about Nautiluses, right? When that took a crash, a real crash, of 08, that's when it, the 5970s kind of took down. It took them a long time to recover. Hip-hop culture can influence anything and everything, but you have to look at statistics. You have to look at the actual numbers. If the Nautilus and the Aquanaut lineup, specifically Nautilus, only makes up about 5% of all the rest of the models of Patek, what do you think? Those aren't selling?
But what do they produce more of, Nautiluses? Or they produce everything?
If I answer that question, I'd be lying because nobody knows.
Nobody knows. So me, as an enthusiast, I'm still a diehard Submariner fan, but everything else I'm getting like disgusted about, and this is where I'm going. These really unique, weird, funky pieces that Roman always has. U-Work, MB&Fs, what's that? Another MB&F? What, Gerald Genta, very nice. Grebu 4C, huh?
That's the original Gerald Genta.
Very nice, man. So if you guys don't know who Gerald Genta is, he is the designer of the Nautilus and the Royal Oak.
And what else?
I don't know.
The King Midas, the Mega Constellation, the IWC Ingenieur.
I don't know what that is.
Bruh.
So guys, the antique show was huge. This is probably the biggest show I've ever been to. My first time here. Amazing, so much to see. I was overwhelmed with all the watches and everything. And it was so large that I'm actually gonna come back tomorrow and I'm gonna bring Dan. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned. Thank you.